Hey, what's up, YouTube? Scott's Skyny Tradition. Doing a response video for Scov's Big Hits contest for 100 subscribers. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. And it's good to have a fellow Packer, Brewer, Wisconsin fan in the YouTube community. It's good stuff. So he asked a couple of questions. Number one being, who is the biggest influence on you getting into the hobby? My dad really never collected any cards. My mom never really collected anything, so I really didn't have an influence in that regard. But I'd have to say my biggest influence were my friends. Back in the early to mid 90s when I was first starting to get into collecting, everybody did it. And it was a lot of fun. A lot of trading went on. It was really kind of getting into the era of cards where cards really started to take off in collecting. There was probably 4 card shops where I grew up, and that was in Wausau, Wisconsin, and it just was awesome. I mean, I remember specifically there was a card shop called Grand Slam Cards in Wausau. I'd always go there. My mom would drop me off there. I'd go there with a friend, and remember like the big cards I would always like to get were the 92 Fleer Ultra was big at that time, and I really liked to look at those. And then also, I remember specifically going to Wisconsin Dells with my aunt, and I got a card, an older card. It was my first Hank Aaron card, and still my only Hank Aaron card. I still need to pick up a few cards of his for the top 250 set that I'm doing. So those are a couple of my memories, and yeah, mainly just friends were my influence when I first got into cards, and just the camaraderie and the trading, and a lot, like almost everybody did it if you were a guy back when I was young in the early 90s. The second part of the question, what's my favorite movie? 100% The Sandlot. So good. The music in there, all the characters, Squints, Michael Squints Polydorus, Benny the Jet Rodriguez, Smalls. The movie's hilarious. There's so many one-liners that I still use from that movie. L7 Weenie, all the Babe Ruth quotes, the Colossus of Clout, the Great Bambino, Bambi, that wimpy deer. There's just so many quotes. The forever quote from Squints when he says forever, forever up in the treehouse. There's that one. And it's an iconic movie. It's like iconic 50s Americana where like kids were just like walking around outside in the streets and like parents didn't really care. There was nothing to be afraid of. They're not going to get into like any drugs or anything like that. That stuff didn't exist really yet at that point. So it's just was it's really like a throwback to Pleasantville, if you will, and it's just a feel good movie. It's awesome. So definitely The Sandlot is my favorite movie of all time for sports movies. I did grab a couple cards from my PC that I had as a kid to show. Nothing too big, but I'm going to go ahead and show them anyways here. So I'm going to go ahead and spin the camera around. First card I talked about was that Hank Aaron card that my aunt picked up for me. We were in Wisconsin Dells, and all I could talk about was wanting to go to a card shop. And she ended up picking up this card for me. It's the 1969 National League home run leaders, Willie McCovey and Hank Aaron. Pretty cool. I mean, just at that time, I remember being so excited because I had a card with Hank Aaron on it. And of course, he was a great Milwaukee Brave for many, many years. Arguably the best player of all time in baseball. Just an awesome card. I think paid a couple bucks for it at the time. But I still have that card to this day. I should slab it at some point just for the sentimental value. And I was really into collecting basketball when I was in the 90s. A couple of players I collected were, well, here's a couple of bucks inserts. Glenn Robinson, larger than life skybox insert. And there's a Fleer crystal ball Glenn Robinson card. I love these 90s inserts. They were so awesome. Like, you'd buy packs, and like these are the type of cards you were looking to get. It was not autos or jersey patches or anything like that. It was inserts. They just don't make cards like this anymore. And here's a couple of the other ones. I probably have 150 or so Hakeem Olajuwon cards. I still have them. And these are just a couple inserts. I collected Hakeem Olajuwon growing up. And like eBay didn't exist. So, I mean, the only access I had to increase my collection was actually trading with other collectors that happened to pull Hakeem Olajuwon in my little hometown. So, I mean, here's like an ultra full court trap Olajuwon. Just cool looking cards back then. Great designs, a maximum metal die cut. Fleer metal, I was a big fan of the Fleer metal product. And here's an ultra power in the key insert. Just, you know, you don't see cards like this anymore. Just awesome. Numbered 6 of 9. That means there's 9 cards in the set. There's more than 9 of this card, but this is 6 of 9 in that set. So, yeah, pretty cool. Just thought I'd show a couple cards kind of from my childhood. Nothing too crazy, but some cards that I kept. Like I said, I collected Hakeem Olajuwon, have like probably 150 Hakeem Olajuwon cards that I still have. And also Karl Malone, I liked him a lot. John Stockton. I was really big into the basketball cards in the 90s. And of course, having this Hank Aaron card that I just found again recently is pretty cool. So, again, congrats, Big Scov, on 100 subscribers. That's pretty awesome. I see you're well on your way to, I think you have like 160 some now, so you're well on your way to 200. So, congrats on that. Hopefully, your channel continues to have success. And that's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching.